20 on me, case emergency. Ain't no cap in my rap. Real I know it's the truck. More profit mean extra. Emerald white out full of pressure. That cereal milk smoking right. But that Obama rent some special. Kansas City, I'm a chief. Shout out to K5 on new one. Country thuggin', I was hustling. I always had it on me. Booming like OJ the Juice. Till a nigga told on me. From now on, it's relentless. Ain't no love, we ain't friendly. If she want me on him. No the law, she get the business. No the law, still the motto. Empire.
Hello, welcome in. This is the Birds of a Feather Betting Podcast. We're going to come at you real quick about this NFL games this weekend. It's your boy Qcity.
Your boy Bravado.
And let's look at what we got for the season. So right now, I'm sitting at 14-11, looking pretty. Had a great turnaround last week. Taj, you sitting at 1-2, my man. What you thinking?
We about to get into the column this week.
I feel it. So I got your props in front of me, man. So I love when bets tell a story, right? And you talked about earlier how you do expect this Falcons offense to be a bit more explosive this game specifically, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk through yours real quick. First one you got Ritter for total touchdowns, 1.5. You got the over on that. So you expect 2 touchdowns out of Ritter. Walk me through that one.
It's just with the Commanders team. It can go a couple different ways, but for the past 6 quarters, Ritter has been playing some really clean football. It didn't look as clean in the Jacksonville game, but in the second half, he started to turn it around, and then it carried over into the Houston game. So I'm expecting it to carry over into this game as well.
Absolutely. And with that, I see you got 2 offensive stars betting pretty heavily on. You got Pitts, total receiving yards, 33.5. You got the over on him. And then Bijan's total yards, 96.5. You got over on both of them.
Yes, as well as a touchdown for Bijan. I expect this might be a Bijan staple game.
Well, you definitely called the Kyle Pitts game. So I gotta learn to stop doubting you.
It's just sometimes you just gotta listen to your gut. When the gut speaks, you gotta listen, and that goes for anything.
Factual. Now your one bet on the other team is going to be Sam Howell, 0.5 interceptions. You're taking the over. You expect him to throw a pick this game, right?
Yeah, I expect him to throw at least one.
I feel like he's going to give us one.
Yeah, I mean he's because he's a quarterback. He got a cannon on him, and quarterbacks like that tend to think they can fit things in tight windows. And this Falcons defense is pretty tight in coverage, so Jesse Bates might take him one.
I'm not gonna lie. The last 3 weeks, all touchdowns have kind of been like just defensive breakdown type things, and I feel like that comes with like 2 alphas in your secondary, kind of freelancing, talking a bit. AJ and Jesse have been responsible for the touchdowns happening, but they also have been responsible for the big defensive plays. So it's kind of like that rich reward type thing.
Yeah. It happens. I mean, it's not part of the game, but as long as they can clean it up, and I think they will. But this should be a very clean game for Atlanta this week.
All right, so you remember me? I was a little bit more pessimistic. So my bets kind of tell a slightly different story. We both agreed that Bijan could have like a get off run. So Bijan's longest rush, 16.5. I took the over on that. I think he's gonna break one. Ritter, 17.5 completions. I took the over, and with that, I also took London 3.5 receptions. I took the over on that. I see London getting the ball more than 4 times. Like you did point out, none of the corners actually scare me. And I think London's going to get off on a bunch of screens. And to be honest, I see him getting involved in the game very early.
Yeah. I could definitely see them trying to establish there fairly early.
Now, Ritter's been averaging right around 18 to 21 completions. So like 19.5 really, but who counts that? So I feel like 17.5 is a kind of low number. unless Vegas is looking at it like, okay, well, Atlanta's just going to keep the ball out of his hands and run most of the game. But he's been pretty good at hitting that 18 number, so I feel pretty confident about that 17 and a half.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Uh, I got Jesse Bates for 5.5 tackles, total tackles, so that includes assist. Um, 5.5. I got the over on that. I definitely think he's going to be involved in run support. I don't think Brian Robinson is going to get to the second level, get to the third level as much, but I actually think Jesse might be playing down in the box a little bit more this week. Um, and him switching out as they go one safety high. So I definitely think he'll get above 5.5 tackles. So that's 6.
I like that one. I like that one. No, now that we think about speaking on that, I'm not sure if there is a Nate Landman line out there, but this could be a game where he racks up quite a few tackles. So just keep an eye on that one out there. That one might cash out for a little bit.
I like that one. And then that goes hand in hand with my last bet. My bet on the other team, Brian Robinson, 70.5 total yards rushing and receiving. I took the over on that. It's a bit optimistic. It might be influenced by my fantasy team, but either way, um, I do think between rushing and receiving, he'll be able to top that 70 marker. And but like even still with him topping that type of yardage, Washington's offense not be overly prolific throughout the day.
I don't think he's gonna get that. That's just me.
It's an optimistic number.
It's not to
It
be.
is an incredibly optimistic number.
I don't like to let my fantasy team influence my financials. Like I like to keep the two separate.
Well, in my fantasy league, if you win the league, you get paid anyway. So it's like, hey, look, man, it's true degenerate here. But regardless, no. So like I said, I 12, 17 type point game. You know, see them feeding him a lot, him getting between 15 and 21 carries and screens out the bad field, third down, check down throws, but that yardage accumulating, but not necessarily ending in points. So
Okay,
that was my thought process behind that.
I can get behind that. Then
So we both got 5 this week. We'll see that record just skyrocket a bit. Stick with us, make a little money. Let's go on to the games we got for this week. So, Taj, you're 1-0 on the games for the season. You got the Falcons money line this week. They're +1, so they're underdogs. That's kind of a theme for our picks this week. So, tell me why you got the underdogs. Just kind of restate what we talked about in the pod.
now, even though I just told you that keep the fantasy away from the financials, I also stand by the same thing when it comes to your team. I'm emotionally invested in the Falcons, so I should. You should never make emotional bets. It never works out of your favor. But I think the Falcons are the better team in this game. That's why I'm taking it. I really think we're the better team in this game.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. We both said that, we want the Falcons to win here. Not just want the Falcons to win, but just
Yeah,
like analytically, it looks like it shouldn't be a breeze, but this game is definitely a win.
yeah, it's a win now. Now I'm picking them for the just outright, but I would also take them. I would also take them to cover the spread too.
Yes,
Not spread, but the over. My bad. Correction. I like them in the over because I think it said it with 48, I believe, 48 and a half.
yeah, which is a crazy number. They expect a big offensive showcasing
Yeah,
from both of these teams.
yeah. So I actually like the Falcons in the over on this. I'm expecting like after just a little you know thinking on hearing a couple different opinions. I've come to thinking I think the score is going to be about 28-24.
Yeah, and you stuck by it. I just, I may be hurt and into thinking as our team like is just not going to score that many points, which is why I'm thinking 21-17, 20-12 around there. But hey, well, they're both aligned on the fact that there should be a win.
Yeah.
So I stayed away from picking the Falcons game. I got 3 games this week, all 3 underdogs. So
Mm.
hear me out. Tell me what you think. I know, but hear me out. So my first game, Chicago +3 in Minnesota. I mean, Chicago +3 versus Minnesota in Chicago. Justin Fields has been on a stupid hot streak. They're coming off 10 days rest, and Minnesota just lost Justin Jefferson. I
I don't
think
think they're a dog.
they are.
I mean, Vegas wise, but I'm just from my I don't look at them as a dog. I look at them as the favorite in this game.
Absolutely. And I'm getting +3. So, like, even if Minnesota wins, Minnesota plays dumb close games. Is this going to come
Yeah.
down to a field goal? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Or something of the like. So, I definitely see Chicago keeping it close, if not winning outright.
Yeah. I think they're gonna win that one outright. So I like that one.
Second game, I got Arizona +7 versus LA. That a really, really big number. Granted, they lost James Conner to the knee injury. He's going to be out for a while. Josh Dobbs is playing good ball. And I think that number got kind of inflated because LA hung around Philly for a minute and Philly's a bit overvalued. And they're expecting LA to come just guns blazing and blow Arizona out of the
I
like
expect that
blow
too.
Arizona out of the water. But
I,
Arizona's been a tough team this year.
they've been a tough team, but I think Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua, the boy wonder, are about to put up numbers.
Even still, Arizona's offense has been there this year.
Yeah, I mean, it has been there, but I think Aaron Donald's going to show them why he is who he is.
I think can Arizona keep it within a touchdown divisional game? I believe so.
Um,
Wor- Worst
it's
case,
possible.
yeah, and seven's a big number. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I think Arizona can backdoor cover that. You know what I'm saying? Like, most divisional games, a team's up 10, you get a late field goal or a late touchdown, or a team's up 12, you get a BS late touchdown. Now it's a 5-point game. You know what I'm saying? It looks closer than it actually was. You get a backdoor cover.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. I still, I think the Rams are gonna cover.
Now, I'm not going to lie. That game has the highest potential for me to just be a blowout,
Yeah,
to
good.
just be like that in the Philly Cleveland game are the 2 games I look at that are just like you could look up and that could be a 31-7 game pretty quickly. But I'm banking on the fact that it's a division game and there's a backdoor cover that could be in place.
I mean, it definitely could be. But,
Now, my last one,
mhm.
and hear me out, hear me out. Because see, you ain't even heard it yet. You ain't
No,
heard it yet.
I mean, I think you dropped the hint, but man,
My last one is disrespectful, and I'm taking it because it's disrespectful. Carolina +14.5 versus Miami in Miami.
I
Do I
might.
think Miami is better than Carolina? Absolutely. Do I think on any given day Miami can beat Carolina 2 touchdowns plus a 2-point conversion? Yes. But do I think that Miami in Miami off, that roller coaster beatdown versus Buffalo, then a win, Carolina coming into town, just all types of crappy right now. I feel like Miami's going to overlook them, and I feel like this is a classic. You look up in the fourth quarter, and this is a 3-point game. These are NFL players, bro. These are grown men. It is very hard for me to believe that on any given Sunday, any team is truly 15 points better before they take a snap, 15 points better than another team. I'm taking Carolina with the points.
I'm not mad at it, but I'm not mad at it. But I think Miami about to do some like if you gonna to the people to our viewers, if you're gonna be watching this game, make sure your kids are not inside because it's gonna get nasty.
Hear me out. Hear me out though. Miami's defense isn't good.
It's
Like their
it's
offense
it's
is
not
scoring
good, but
crazy.
the Panthers'
Their
offense
offense is
isn't
scoring
good.
crazy. The Panthers' offense is not that good, but the Panthers' defense is good. Do I think they can keep it close? Absolutely. Can Tua make a mistake that ends in a short field and a touchdown? Possibly. Like when I look at it, I really think that Carolina can keep it within 15. Like you got to have some pride. Like that's really what I'm banking on. You got to have some pride.
That's a lot of offense, and I don't know if they got the dogs to keep up with a Tyreek Hill and a Waddle.
Hey, look, man, you at the end of the day, you a man. You got your huevos. Like you got your balls and your word. What else you got, bro? Like they gotta keep it within 15. Like I said,
I understand the rationale, but that offense is something different.
uh I took it because the odds was juicy. Everybody is betting Miami on that. They're hammering it. And I'm just kind of like, I mean, that line is getting pretty inflated. When it opened at like 11 and a half. So they bet it up 3 points. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, 14 and a half. That's a lot of points, bro. That's a college line. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an Alabama versus Arkansas today type of line, bro. Like that's not an NFL line. So I it was juicy. I had to take it.
I think it's a fair line because if now Miami's defense may not be all that great, but when they get up, they do have pass rushers.
That is true. But Jalen Phillips is still out.
But Chubb not.
Chubb actually ain't been going crazy this year though.
This could be his game where he does.
Carolina's line, I'd be lying if I said I knew an in-depth study, but Bryce Young, he's been harassed, but he hadn't been sacked as crazy this year. But then again, he has a high amount of throwaways. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see. I guess you need to shoot your disclaimer out.
Oh yeah. Please be responsible, people. Please.
And for legal purposes, none of these bets are being made in Georgia. Please don't bet in states that do not allow you to place parlay or player prop bets. With that being said, enjoy yourself this Sunday. Enjoy yourself this weekend. We're gonna try to make this betting pod a thing and get it out a little earlier. But enjoy your NFL Sunday, man. With that, it's been your boy Qcity.
And your boy Ty's Bravado.
We out.
Peace.
Hey, Birds of a Feather fans. So check this out. Our Birds of a Feather podcast is available on all streaming platforms. You got Spotify, Apple, and then on YouTube, it's under Gnome Productions. GNOME Productions. Look out for us, and we look to find you.
Like a chopper, looking like I hit the lotto. I want a hottie like mulatto. I'm on here and she on Moscato. I'm in them good till tomorrow. I'm a robber for the Neros. Your little laws, I'ma put you on payroll. You smell that aroma? Design the air, it's a party, yeah. Papa Corona, she moving her body, she working them heels. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what you telling me. Keep a 20 on me, case emergency. I wake up early every morning. Thank the Lord and get the bag. Hustle hard, get the cash. Stack first, then I'm showing my ass. Gotta go get get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. I don't believe half what she telling me. Keep a 20 on me, case emergency.
My babies, that's who I grind for. That's who I do it for. Like the Navy, that's who I'm toting that iron for. Keep one in the head like a thought, nigga. Yeah, I fuck with Ty, he a boss, nigga. Foot on that neck, I exhaust, nigga. Niggas cross me, so I cross, nigga. No stripper was lit last night. 500 what it cost, nigga. Shit was really legit last night. Had them hoes at the house, nigga. Instagram, Snapchat, Triller. What they say about Jay, he a go-getter. Used to have them fat sacks in the grove, nigga. Late nights, early morning, my dough, nigga.
You smell that aroma? Design the air, it's a party in here. Pop a Corona, she moving her body, she working them heels. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what she telling me. Keep a 20